Today, let's go through some interesting NBA hot takes I found on Reddit. Some I agree with, some are just straight up dumb. Firstly, we have this user. They wrote, if Jordan played today, he would be hated by fans because of the amount of calls he gets. Now this is interesting because some fans seem to have forgotten how many calls MJ actually used to get, or like myself, never actually watched him live to see what those calls look like. So let's review some footage and let's look a little deeper into this take.
So move your feet, make Ron Harper move.
Have that type of courage and keep going after it.
Off to the right, now takes it across the lane, shoots it up, block, foul.
Bulls have hit their last 5 shots.
Now if we have a look at some players who are notorious for getting a lot of calls, we see that James Harden averages slightly more free throw attempts per season across his career. And this says a lot because I'm not sure if you remember, but prime James Harden was a foul baiting demon.
Rockets have the numbers. Harden's got a corner man in Chris Paul, but he's tied up.
In Houston, and you know, you would watch him and he and I would play one-on-one and he would foul bait me.
And MJ has slightly more than SGA, who currently holds the title for being the foul baiting flopper and consistently gets scrutinized by fans for it. Even SGA's best season for free throw attempts in 2023 having 739, while MJ has had 4 seasons with higher free throw attempts, one of them being his rookie year. We all know MJ had that special golden whistle, and his free throw attempts prove that. Now, if we have a look at which NBA player has the most free throw attempts in a single season, and I'm only including basketball from the 1980s onwards, because anything before that, I'm talking Wilt Chamberlain days, are just too old to compare to modern day basketball. At the top of that list, we have a tie. Both Michael Jordan and Shaq tied at 972 free throw attempts in a single season. But the difference between those two is Shaq was getting a good amount of his free throw attempts through the hacker Shaq strategy that a lot of coaches were using at that time. But Shaq was so physically dominant in the post that he drew a huge number of normal shooting fouls because defenders simply couldn't stop him legally. Therefore, I have no doubt in my mind that Michael Jordan and his golden whistle would have been hated by fans, the same way fans hated prime James Harden, current SGA, and even parts of Embiid's game. Now our next take here comes from a user that says, James Harden and Russell Westbrook had better careers and resumes than Dwayne Wade. Now, this hot take is very interesting for a few reasons. Firstly, James Harden and Russell Westbrook have the obvious upper hand when it comes to regular season accolades. They both have an MVP, and they both have more assists and scoring titles than Wade. Secondly, I think both Harden and Westbrook are actually point guards, while Dwayne Wade's the only real true shooting guard here. But regardless, I still think Wade is the better overall player here. Because what is the ultimate test for every NBA player? The playoffs, right? And that is an area where both Westbrook and Harden have consistently fallen short throughout their career. While on the other hand, Wade has won 3 NBA championships. The first one by himself in 2006, winning Finals MVP, and then the other 2 came in 2012 and 2013, where he played his role in Miami's super team, Big 3. In addition, Wade was a much better defender than both Westbrook and Harden, finishing 3rd in DPOY voting in 2009, the same year he averaged 30, winning his first NBA scoring title. As great as James Harden was, especially being one of the greatest offensive and isolation players in NBA history, as well as Russell Westbrook's ridiculous feat of averaging a triple-double for 4 seasons, we have to ask ourselves, what's the actual goal for every NBA player? And that's winning a chip. And when it mattered the most, Harden and Westbrook fell short, while Dwayne Wade proved he was about that life. Now for our last take, we had this user write, the scoring record is the single most impressive record in the league. It's as objective a measure of talent, performance, and longevity that any player or league can have. Now I'm not entirely sure if this is a hot take, But the way people talk about LeBron having this record and how it's a negative on his career might make me believe that this might be a hot take. Now, to run through why this is such a ridiculous and impressive record that I can't fathom could be negative in any sort of way, let's do a little bit of math. Now, for argument's sake, let's use round numbers here. So, with the way NBA players enter the league, through playing in college or overseas for one season, in between high school graduation and getting drafted to the NBA, prospects often get drafted around 19 years old, typically turn 20 somewhere in their rookie season. But again, for argument's sake, let's just say that they start the NBA season as a 19-year-old. You will need to average no less than 25 points a game as a rookie and throughout your entire career, which needs to span at least 22 seasons to even have a chance of passing LeBron's scoring record of 43k points. And there's only two players that have ever played that long: LeBron and Vince Carter. But that's not even the best point. For those 22 seasons, you cannot miss a single game. Otherwise, you'll probably have to play 23, 24 seasons. This just proves that no one's going to get close to LeBron's scoring record. And that's what makes it so impressive. So remarkable that one player can be so dominant and consistent for such a long period of time. That is truly GOAT behavior. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, as I'm currently trying to hit a goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of next month. Also, let me know in the comments what your NBA hot takes are, as I might make another video going through some of them. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.